So the whole thing was when I started the project, I was telling Thomas, I went to honor my grandparents, honor my grandmother, as I call it, G7, and then, so my great grandmother, the shield, she's from my mother's side, and then the spear is my great grandfather from my father's side. So when I started the project, I just wanted to do a spear, and then the shield was like, well, you just only gonna get your dad's side, so I gotta get the mom's side. And then the symbols itself, because in Africa, of course, obviously, you know, shield and spear is commonly known, but what people don't know about the shield and the spear is that the spear is seen as a way of uplifting yourself in life. So let me detach this quick. The spear is detached, and you see these symbols on here. These are called the drinker symbols. These are, you know, you've seen Japanese symbols. I didn't even know there were African symbols till I actually asked my dad. I was like, Dad, do we have symbols? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh crap. So I went, I found like 122. And then out of the 122, I was like, I'm gonna choose the one that most symbolizes each person. My Sanusi, of course, the spear, and then Adishala is the shield. And as I found it, I was like, so once I got the spear, I did the shield, and then I realized that one of the things was they weren't gonna be the same. The wood piece, I couldn't find oak anymore, so I had to get Professor Thomas the shield together like some Iron Man thing. It was like 50 climbs on this thing. And it was there for 2 days, and then after we separated it, I started cutting it to shape, and I didn't know how that was gonna work out. But I'm really proud of what it came out. I feel like I honored them the way I wanted to, because the whole project was about honoring them. The spear, of course, women are seen as the, in our culture, women are seen as the backbone of the whole family structure. Like, not so much like a caretaker, but just it's where life starts from. So in African culture, most people don't know this, but we really, how do I say this? We emphasize motherhood. Like when a guy gets married, you transferring to your wife is a very important point, because your mother is sending you to another woman to be your caretaker and be somebody who's taking care. So my grandmother, she was actually in the 1500s. She was king of Odobolu. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this movie, Woman King, but that's literally was what she was like, and she kicked a lot of ass. So she was like, she was a king. She was rare for her time. She was modern. She was very, I guess you want to use the word feminist, because the whole army was women. So the whole army was women, and I remember my mother telling me the story. And even till today, back home in Africa, my grandfather built a house in her honor, and the house is actually pink, and it's been there for like 75 years, I think now. I just saw it last year too, and it was pretty surreal to see her name on top, to know that you actually descend from somebody like that. So, and then as far as him, he's my father's side, he's 1758. His name is Sanusi. He was a warrior king. He was actually a medicine man too. And for his time, he was a merchant man. But when he came into place, the French and Portuguese were coming to scoop up people. He's like, I don't play that shit. Kick their ass. Instead of buying the guns, and built it himself. So, and then the whole city gave him a new name. So the original name was Abu Bakr, but after he got through kicking their ass, the city gave him a new name, Abuke, which means Phoenix, which is my name now. So you got to be one bad dude for a city to give you your name. So in order to honor the city, he took the name Abuke. And that's the story of the spear and the shield. But the symbols are different. So like you got, from the ones I do remember, unity, intelligence, war horn, love is on this one. Yeah, love looks like love. What love looks like. I think that's a common theme across the world. And then of course, I tried my best to keep whatever symbols were on this one, put on this one, but then there are some that are different. Like this one is new, looks like a bear, but it's not a bear. That's my family crest, it's a symbol. I woke up one morning, I just drew a tattoo, and I was like, I put this on my arm. And it's just been there ever since. And so that's pretty much the story of the shield and the spear.
So what about it? What about using that Dremel to carve?
Oh yeah, the Dremel story. I think I learned that when I first Dremeled the spear, I didn't really use it that well because I wasn't sure how to use it. I guess it's not really about control, it's just about being patient with it. Because with the Dremel, if you go too fast, it'll just dig deeper into the wood. But if you go super slow, and I found a better, what's the Dremel piece? Whatever, the piece that makes the wood cut. But I realized that the one I was using was kind of horrible. So I had to find one that had a bigger head so I could control and create more deeper grooves. So if you touch the spear, it feels very textured, which is what I was going for, because I stained it, I hated it, I painted it, I hated it, and I did that. I probably sanded this spear like at least 5 times, like back to back after painting it, nope. Clay coated it, nope. Did burn in there, nope. I was like, nope, so on Saturday I came in just for 3 hours, I dremeled it repeatedly until I got what I wanted in it. And then I did something trick Matt taught me. I took a damp piece of paper towel, I wetted it, and I wiped it down completely, and it returned the wood back to its normal state, which was kind of cool. And then I dremeled it one more time, and then I sanded it, and I was like, finally. Yeah, because honestly, yo, when I was seeing it with this thing, it looked ugly. I was like, this thing is in my apartment just looking at the corner like, you gotta go, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And then the burn is just, on this one, I burnt it because this one is really light, and it was the only way to make it have contrast. So burning it but not burning it, you can see the burn is there, but it's only the outskirts of the shape itself. And then of course Anna finally got what she wanted. She got me the draw, so that was pretty cool. And then on the back is autographs. Nick was really instrumental in doing this whole project. It was insane the amount of time he gave to helping me do it. And then Anna was like, oh, well, you should draw the Africa. In fact, you should draw all the continents there. So I did that. So her autograph is there. And then Professor Noah's over here too, because he went transform on the thing. So if you actually saw the piece when I first started, you'd be like, what? This was a wood piece of block, and this was just 2 pieces of wood. So it's just a visual and patience to build it. And that's pretty much it. Very proud of it. I feel like I honored them. So can't wait for my dad to see this. Junior, we're taking this home. Okay. That's it. So Adeshola is the shield, and then Sanusi is the spear, and then together they form what I call Owo Ija. It's a form of gods in Africa. I'm not Muslim or Christian. I believe in the old gods, like the old ways, Orisha, Ogun, all those guys, and that's what. So when they join forces together, they form Orisha. That's what I'm calling them. So that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Sweet. It looks beautiful.
Don't you
How much
stab me.
meaning there is in it. It's like, I mean, yeah, you know more about all the symbols, and it's cool how much like family research you did, and it's also interesting, even though I don't know all the symbols.
Yeah, I don't even know the symbols. I'd have to get an iPad for y'all so I can explain, at least tell you the name at least.
But that's cool as well. It's like we can kind of guess about some of the symbols, and we realize how much like, yeah.
I just like making things that tie to my history or tie to my culture, because since I know all of it, I might as well just integrate it into my project. So this whole thing is part of a project I started, like Anna said, 2 semesters ago. It's joined to this project called Owo Ija, and then there was another one right after that. Then I picked it up. I was like, I'm gonna do this one. So I got another one coming after this one. That's gonna be part of it too. So I'm just trying to continue the series. Owo means hand for anybody it just means hand. So in our culture, it's important to be able to use your hands to build the life you want. Pretty much is what that's about.
Well, it's good that you learned a lot about your family and culture through doing this.
Yeah.
Because I know you were calling or talking to your dad and your mom and asking them things.
Yeah. That was like, I don't know that one. I'm like, Dad, how you not know that one? Oh my God. So I let me go do some research. Yeah. It was cool, man. But it was really cool. Yeah, a lot of help from you guys too. Andrea was there. He's like, oh, put this over here. I was like, okay, how do I do that? And then, like I said, Nick was really big. Just staying after class all the time and just asking Nick, how do I do this? 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 And Nick was like, you can't see it, but I had holes in there, and then Nick was like, put toothpicks in there in the shield to fill up the holes. So I did it. Then I sanded it back down, and now you can't tell there's holes in the shield anymore. So yeah, man, that's it.
Cool. Nice job.
Thank you, sir. You can rent it for $59.99. No, I'm joking. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you, huh? Yeah, because